शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ॐ श्री विघ्नेश्वराय नमः। Yes, come closer. Whoever you think that your Guru, just meditate him upon your heart. Om Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Bandhapitam Gadanasadrisham Tattvamasyavilaksham Ekam Nityam Dhimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavapitam Trimarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. You want to sleep, you can touch over here. You can use the pratik that you are seeing. ओम केशवाय स्वाहा, ओम नारायणाय स्वाहा, ओम माधवाय स्वाहा, ओम गोविंदाय स्वाहा। ओम अर्जुन, ओम अपवित्र पवित्र वा सर्वावस्थांगतोऽपि वा यस्मरे कुंडलीकाक्षं सवाह्यक्षं परस्ये। ओम thrice, 3 sets. That's your asana. ओम पृथ्वी मंत्रस्य मेरु पृष्ठदिशिः सुतलं छंद कूर्म देवता आसन उपवेशने विनियोगः। ओम पृथ्वी त्वयाधृता लोका देवी त्वं विष्णुनाधृता पंचधारय मां नित्यं पवित्रं कुरु चासनम्। ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः। ओम शुभे शोभन मुहूर्ते अद्य, अच्छा मेरे साथ बोलिए सब लोग बोलिए। ओम शुभे शोभन मुहूर्ते अद्य ब्रह्मणः द्वितीय परार्थे श्वेतवराह कल्पे वैवस्वतमन्वन्तरे कलियुगे प्रथम पादे जम्बूद्वीपे भारतवर्षे भरतखण्डे कलिकाता नगरे शालिवाहन शतवर्षे अस्मिन् वर्तमाने व्यावहारिके अपना नाम और गोत्र संवत्सरे उत्तरायणे ग्रीष्म ऋतौ वैशाख मासे शुक्ल शुक्लपक्षे पंचम्यां तिथौ रविवासरे उत्तरा फाल्गुनी नक्षत्रयुक्तायां शुभ योग शुभकरणादि सकल गुण विशेषण विशिष्टायाम अस्याम शुभ तिथौ मनोपात समस्त दुरितक्षय द्वारा श्री परमेश्वर प्रीत्यर्थम अस्मिन् शुभ मुहूर्ते अस्माकं सकुटुम्बानां समस्त दुरितः उपशांति अर्थम समस्त सन्मंगल अवाप्ति अर्थम सर्वेषां आयुः आरोग्य ऐश्वर्य सिद्धि अर्थम ज्ञान वैराग्य सिद्धि अर्थम विद्या विनय प्राप्ति अर्थम श्री शंकराचार्य प्रसाद सिद्धि अर्थम विद्या विनय त्याग वैराग्य श्रद्धा समदम तितिक्षा समाधान प्राप्ति अर्थम षोडश उपचारैः श्री शंकराचार्य देवानां पूजां करिष्ये। ओम आगमार्थं तु देवानां गमनार्थं च वत्सतां पूर्वे घण्टारवं तत्र देवतात्वं लक्षणम्। ओम गंगे च यमुने चैव गोदावरी सरस्वती नर्मदे सिन्धु कावेरी ओम ओम वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। ओम श्री महागणपतये नमः। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ओम सदा शिव सदा वंदे दक्षिणामूर्तिरूपिणं शंकराचार्यम् अद्वैतबोधकां च तुष्टवे। ॐ भूतनाथ महेशोऽपि भवतीव च दृश्यते भाष्यकृतभवानीशं भावये भक्तिपूर्वकम् आचार्यां वा सुनुमाचार्य शिवगोरस्ततः फलम् केरलावनिसञ्जातं भास्पदं नौमि शङ्करम्। ॐ आगच्छ देवदेवेश तेजो राशे जगद्गुरो क्रियमाणां मया पूजां गृहाण गुरुसत्तमम्। ॐ श्री शंकराचार्य नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुम् आवाहयामि। आवाहनार्थे पुष्पं समर्पयामि। ॐ आसनं गृह्यतामीश निर्मलं स्वर्णनिर्मितम् आधारं सर्वजगतां गुरुदेव नमोऽस्तु ते। ॐ आसनं समर्पयामि। इसमें से आप एक-एक करके आगे बढ़ाने दीजिए। ॐ जस्ट नाम होल्डिंग। ॐ पाद्यं गृहाण भगवन् पावनं परमेश्वर सत्शिष्य हृदयानन्द पापं सर्वं दहोऽप्य। ॐ पाद्यं समर्पयामि श्रीशङ्कराचार्याय नमः। ॐ अथ अर्घ्यम्। ॐ चैतन्यं शाश्वतं शान्तं व्योमातीतं निरञ्जनं नादबिन्दुकलातीतं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ श्रीमत्शङ्कराचार्याय अर्घ्यं समर्पयामि। ॐ यत् सत्येन जगत् सत्यं यत् प्रकाशेन भाति यत् यदानन्देन नन्दन्ते तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। This mantra is applicable for Chaitanya consciousness, applicable for any guru, applicable for Shankaracharya. Because of him only, we as Hindu community, we can uphold our head. So, yat satyena jagat satyam is so that is why as if the whole world appears as satyam. Yat prakashena bhati jat. He manifests. That is why the whole world manifests. Yadanandena yat anandena nandati. He is Anandamaya Guru. is why we are all on Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. That Guru Parampara. Snani. Om Nityam Shuddham Nirabhasam Nirakaram Niranjanam Nityabodham Chidanandam Varum Brahmanamaham Shuddhapurakena Snanam Samarpayami. Om Nirasta Sarva Sandeham Eki Yasat Sudarshanam Rahasyam Yo Darshayati Jani Gurumishwaram. Om Sri Shankaracharya Sadgurave Namaha. Astram Samarpayami. Yes. Om Vandeham Satchidanandam Bhavapitam Jagadgurum Nityam Purnam Nirakaram Nirgunam Swatma Samstitam. Om Sri Shankaracharya Sadgurave Namaha. Asmaraksham Samarpayami. Chandanam after my chant on the floor. Om Namah Shantatmane Tubhyam Namo Guhyatamaya Cha Achintyaya Aprameyaya Anadinidhanaya Cha. Om Shri Shankaracharya Sadgurave Namaha. You know, another mantra is there for Gandha. Shariram te najanami chishtam naiva cha naiva cha maya niveditam gandhan pratikrihya vivikyata. You are all perfect. So I don't know your body. Whole world is your body. But for my sake, you have taken the form. So in that form I am putting Akshara. You will take this Akshara in that and separate to it. Om Akshata Sandula Shuktaha Kumena Viraditaha Maya Nivedita Bhaktya Vihana Parameshwara. Om Sri Shankaracharya Sadgurave Namaha. Akshata Samarpayami. Sadaşivasamaramham Shankaracharyamadyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Shankaram Shankaracharyam केशवं नारायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. This is not only the puja of Bhagavan Shankaracharya. This is the puja of entire Guru Parampara. We Sanatanis believe Guru is not a body. So Guru is Shakti, Parampara, flow, which has started from Sadashiva. Bhagavan Shankaracharya is in the middle. And whoever the Gurus in this holy whoever the Acharyas, all the person is carrying the same source, same flow of knowledge. So we are worshipping the entire Guru through this Chari, Hari, Ishwar. Take comfort you keep it in you come up. And comfortably you. Om Shri Shankaracharya Varyaya Namaha. Om Brahmananda Pradayakaya Namaha. Om Ajnanatimiradityaya Namaha. Om Shudnyanam Buddhi Chandramase Namaha. Om Varnashrama Pratishthatre Namaha. Om Shrimate Namaha. Om Mukti Pradayakaya Namaha. Om Shishyopadesha Nirataya Namaha. Om Bhaktabhishtaparadayakaya Namaha. Om Sukshma Tattva Rahasya Jnaya Namaha. Om Karya Karya Prabodhakaya Namaha. Om Jnanamudaschitakaraya Namaha. Om Shishya Riktapharakaya Namaha. Om Parivrajastramodhartre Namaha. Om Sarvatantra Swatantra Dhiye Namaha. Om Advaita Sthapanacharya Namaha. Om Sakshatyaya Namaha. Om Mahate Namaha. Om Shutaye Namaha. Om Nityananda Namaha. Om Niratankaya Namaha. Om Nisangaya Namaha. Om Nirmalatmakaya Namaha. Om Nirmamaya Namaha. Om Nirahankaraya Namaha. Om Vishwavandyapadambujaya Namaha. Om Sattva Pradhanaya Namaha. Om Sadbhavaya Namaha. Om Sankhyatīta Gunojjvalakaya Namaha. Om Anaghaya Namaha. Om Sarabhidayaya Namaha. Om Sudhiye Namaha. Om Sarasattva Pradaya Namaha. Om Satyatmane Namaha. Om Punyashilaya Namaha. Om Sankhya Yoga Vichakshanaaya Namaha. Om Taporashaye Namaha. Om Mahatejase Namaha. Om Gunatraya Vibhagavide Namaha. Om Kalignaya Namaha. Om Kalakarmajnaya Namaha. Om Tamoguna Nivarakaya Namaha. Om Bhagavate Namaha. Om Bharati Jetre Namaha. Om Saradahvana Panditaya Namaha. ओम धर्माधर्म विभागज्ञाय नमः। ओम लक्ष्य भेद प्रदर्शकाय नमः। ओम नाद बिंदु कलाभिज्ञाय नमः। ओम योगिरित पद्म भास्कराय नमः। ओम अतीन्द्रिय ज्ञान निधये नमः। ओम नित्यानित्य विवेकवते नमः। ओम चिदानंदाय नमः। ओम चिन्मयात्मने नमः। ओम परकाय प्रवेश कृते नमः। ओम अमानुष चरित्राढ्याय नमः। ओम क्षेमदायिने नमः। ओम क्षेमकराय नमः। ओम भव्याय नमः। ओम भद्रप्रदाय नमः। ओम भूरिमहिम्ने नमः। ओम विश्वरंजकाय नमः। ओम सप्रकाशाय नमः। ओम सदाधाराय नमः। ओम विश्वबंधवे नमः। ओम शुभोदयाय नमः। ओम विशालिकीर्तये नमः। ओम वागीशाय नमः। ओम सर्वलोकहितोत्सुकाय नमः। ओम कैलासयात संप्राप्त चंद्रमौलिक पूजाकाय नमः। ओम कांच्या श्री चक्र राजाख्या यंत्र स्थापन दक्षिताय नमः। ओम श्री चक्रात्मक तटांक तोषितांब मनोरथाय नमः। ओम श्री ब्रह्म सूत्रोपनिषद भाष्यादि ग्रंथ कल्पकाय नमः। ओम चतुर्दिक् चतुराम्नाय प्रतिष्ठाय नमः। ओम महामतये नमः। ओम द्विसप्ततिमतोच्छेत्रे नमः। ओम सर्वदिग्विजये प्रभवे नमः। ओम काषाय नमः। ओम हरित विग्रहाय नमः। ओम ज्ञानात्मकैकदण्डाढ्याय नमः। ओम कमण्डलुलसत्कराय नमः। ओम गुरुभूमण्डलाचार्याय नमः। ओम भगवत्पादसङ्गकाय नमः। ओम व्याससन्दर्शन प्रीताय नमः। ओम ऋष्यशृंगपुरेश्वराय नमः। ओम सौंदर्यलहरी मुख्य बहुस्तोत्र विधाताय नमः। ओम चतुष्षष्टिकलाभिज्ञाय नमः। ओम ब्रह्म राक्षस मोक्षदाय नमः। ओम श्रीमन् मिश्र आख्य संपूजिताय नमः। ओम तोटकाचार्य संपूज्याय नमः। ओम पद्मपादार्चितांद्रिकाय नमः। ओम हस्तामलक योगीन्द्र ब्रह्मज्ञान प्रदायकाय नमः। ओम सुरेश्वराख्य सच्चिच्छ संन्यास आश्रमदायकाय नमः। ओम नृसिंह भक्ताय नमः। ओम सद्रत्न गर्भ हेरंब पूजकाय नमः। ओम यख्या सिंहासनाधीशाय नमः। ओम जगत पूज्याय नमः। ओम श्री जगत गुरवे नमः। ओम श्री जगत गुरवे नमः। ओम श्री जगत गुरवे नमः। ओम श्री शंकराचार्य सद्गुरवे नमः। ॐ वनस्पतिरसोद्भूतः गन्धाढ्यो गन्धउत्तमः आघ्रेयः सर्वदेवानां धूपोऽयं प्रतिगृह्यताम् धूपम् आघ्रापयामि। ॐ दीपं गृहाण देवेश वर्धित्रयसमन्वितम् अन्धकारेण नस्तुभ्यम् अज्ञानं निवर्तय। ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। ॐ श्री शंकराचार्य सद्गुरवे नमः। दीपं संदर्शयामि। ॐ नैवेद्यं गृह्यतां देव भक्तिं मे ह्यचलां कुरु। ईप्सितं मे वरं देहि नित्यतृप्तनमोऽस्तु ते। ॐ श्री भगवत्शङ्कराचार्याय नमः। नैवेद्यं निवेदयामि। ॐ प्राणाय स्वाहा। ॐ अपानाय स्वाहा। ॐ व्यानाय स्वाहा। ॐ उदराय स्वाहा। ॐ समानाय स्वाहा। ॐ अमृतपस्तर्मसि स्वाहा। मध्ये सारूरकं प्रयच्छामि। हस्तप्रक्षालनं समर्पयामि। मुखप्रक्षालनं समर्पयामि। ॐ अमृतविधासे स्वाहा। अथ दक्षिणा। हिरण्यगर्भगर्भस्थं हेमबीजं विभावसो अनन्तपुण्यफलदं शश्वत्शान्तिं प्रयच्छति। ओम श्री शंकराचार्य भगवान गुरवे नमः। सुवर्ण पुष्प दक्षिणां समर्पयामि। ओम नमः सूर्यो भास्करं मेलामित्युतो भान्तितो यामिनी तमेव ओ देव सर्वलोकेश नानापुष्पसमन्वितं पुष्पाञ्जलिं प्रदास्यामि गृहाणेदं मयार्पितम्। ॐ श्री शंकराचार्य सद्गुरवे नमः। पुष्पाञ्जलिं समर्पयामि। यानि कानि च पापानि जन्मान्तरकृतानि च तानि तानि विनश्यन्ते प्रदक्षिणपदे पदे। ओम श्री शंकराचार्य सद्गुरवे नमः। प्रदक्षिण नमस्कारान् समर्पयामि। ॐ आवाहनं न जानामि विसर्जनं पूजां चैव न जानामि क्षमस्व परमेश्वर। ॐ कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियेर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि। नारायणायेति समर्पयामि। अनया पूजया सर्वात्मकः श्रीगुरुप्रीयतामों तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणस्तु। ॐ यथास्थानं प्रतिष्ठापयामि। अतो दिग्विमोक्षः। ॐ भूर्भुवः सुवरों ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। आविराविर्महे। Now there will be short talk on Bhagwan Shankaracharya ji. Our revered Vivek Dalmia ji will deliver that talk, and then Stotra, the composition of Bhagwan Shankaracharya ji will be sung by our Anuradha Dalmia ji.
Just the stotra and then talk.
No, talk then stotra will be better, because now just puja happened, so many stotra, everything happened. अरे आप तो ओखाने থেকে শুনবো আমাকে ওই
এটা দরকার পড়বে।
হ্যাঁ পড়বে সবাই শুনছে, অনেকে শুনছে।
Not necessary.
So, speaking even a few words on Shankara is very, very humbling. One can wonder that a junior student like me, what can I further add to the already vast available information with you people already on Shankaracharya? And that too in front of Brahmachari ji, whose whole life I'm sure is soaked in the teachings of Shankara. What further can I add? But Brahmachari ji just said, "तो मैं बोलता हूँ, start speaking." So I'm making a small humble attempt. What can I say? You know, there is a comprehensive book called Shankara the Missionary in our bookstore. It's a publication by CCMT, and it's basically a collection of various essays written by Gurudev on Shankara. The basic source, original source of information Gurudev himself writes there is a book called Srimad Shankara Vijayam by Swami Vidyaranya of Hampi Empire, 14th, 15th century. So that book by Swami Vidyaranya seems to be our really source material for the entire Shankara's life, starting from his birth up till Mahasamadhi 32 years later in the year 820 Common Era. So therefore birth 788 Common Era. That's also a lot of... That book compiled the essay in his brilliant and wonderful language, tells about Shankara from birth till Mahasamadhi, his travels all over the country, then his miracles, then the mathas which he set up, and his disciples, 4 main disciples, and how he came across them and how he brought them into his fold. The very famous debate with Mandana Mishra, who is supposed to have become Sureshwaracharya later on. All these incidents are well narrated in that book. There's no need for any talk. That book you purchase, Shankara's life history is an open book. But taking a bird's eye view of all the information available there, we can immediately see the extraordinary superhuman achievements of Shankara. This is explained very nicely through Gurudev's BMI chart. You can understand it this way. BMI, body, mind, intellect, are the only 3 instruments of a human being to achieve something in the world. Now, if you take the life history of any super achiever in any field, you will see it is only through 1 or 2 of these instruments with which that individual has done something spectacular in any field, living or in the past. Example, a sportsman, Sachin Tendulkar or M. Dhoni or something, कमाल करते हैं through body, and of course backed up with a very well disciplined and integrated mind. But that's the role of the mind is less, it's the body. A musician or a dancer is coupling of the mind, tremendous emotion of the mind being expressed through the body. So the spectacular instrument is mind and body. Intellect is not that much used. Then you will have great poets, our Kalidasa, William Shakespeare. So it is Kamal of the mind expressing its emotions and being put in the form of words. Artists like this, anyone. Now go to the scientists. It is all intellectual activity. Economists, scientists, world thinkers, world leaders. It is generally a play of tremendous intellect. It's a good homework. It's a challenge, in fact. Can we think of any person living or in the past, 5,000 years of human history, who has used all 3 instruments, body, mind, intellect, in spectacular fashion? Shankara is immediately comes to mind, and this is what sets him apart from any other human being. One can be bold enough to say that. How? Look at the body work, simple body work. In that book, it said he's walked length and breadth and up and down Bharat twice, if I remember correctly. Yesterday there was a talk by Swami Mitranandji on Shankara. He said 4 times. So 4 or 2, go and check up. I think 2. So that is Kanyakumari to Sharda Peeth, POK. And this side, Assam, the Kamakhya temple, that is Kamarupa town, to Dwarka. Once to Pakka, if not twice, bullock cart, or simply on foot. He has walked, and wherever he has come across dilapidated temples, that restoration he has done. He has revived the method of worship in every temple he has visited. He has taught the priest there, based on the presiding deity, the correct puja vidhi, and he, in this way, through all his extensive travels and restoration and managing the temples, he has automatically revived the Sanatan Dharma tradition. Then throughout, he has engaged in debate with various people. He has tried to impart the correct knowledge of Sanatan Dharma throughout his knowledge. Because it said 80% of the population had become Buddhists or Charvakas. So in a way, he's been credited for reversing that trend only through his extensive travels. This is body kamal. What else can it be? How much energy a person can have within a short period, twice like this, up and down the entire country. Now come to the mind. The mind's kamal, that book lists 71 stotras of various deities. Any deity you name, the stotra will be there. Starting with Kanakadhara at age 6, Mahalakshmi, Kanakadhara stotra. And then Shivananda Lahari and Saundarya Lahari, and it goes on. 71. And the poetry, exquisite Sanskrit. Rivaling Kalidasa and Vedavyasa. As usual, our Gurudev in his wonderful English has said, Swami Mitrananda also said this, that Sanskrit language was like plasticine in his hands. जैसे बच्चे plasticine को लेके क्या नहीं shape बना देते हैं. So Shankara also, the Sanskrit language in his hands, he could mold in any which way and come out with exquisite poetry through these at least 70, 71 stutis. Any deity today, we still sing mainly Shankara's compositions. So this is his mental emotions flowing out through for any deity. And then finally, of course, intellect. Intellect is what we 1300 years later are just studying his intellectual massive work which he has left. And I'm sure 1000 years later also, it will be mainly the intellectual work which we will be studying. So in this way, you just see body, mind, intellect in all 3 departments. Spectacular achievement. You let us think if there is even one equivalent person in the whole history of mankind, it might be difficult. Now, just because we are all Vedantic students, come to his intellectual grandeur. That really concerns us the most. In this, he has written 2 categories. It can be neatly segregated. Prakarana Granthas, that book again, Shankara the missionary lists 23 Prakarana Granthas. Tattva-bodha, beginning Tattva-bodha, Atma-bodha, Viveka Chudamani, Aparoksha Nubuti, and it goes Laghu Siddhanta, Laghu Vakya Vritti, it goes on. 23. Where he is explaining the ABC of Vedanta, Vedanta for dummies, you can say. But he reaches his pinnacle in the Bhashya. He's written Bhashyas on the Prasthantrayi. So again, there is a neat classification. Prasthantrayi, 3 Prasthanas. Upanishad Prasthana. At least 10 is certainly recorded. The 11th Svetaswara Upanishad might be, he may not have written, but that's also a fact. So 10 or 11 Upanishads ki Bhashya. Bhagavad Gita Bhashya. Gita Prasthana. Smriti Prasthana. And then finally, the Nyaya Prasthana is Brahma Sutra, written by Vedavyasa Sutra, Bhashya on that. Now, noteworthy is, it is said by commentators that look here, Bhagavad Gita, you can somehow understand without his bhashya. I don't make a mess, but stick it somehow, because the idea is Krishna Bhagavan's language is meant for the ordinary, not so great Upanishadic students. So somehow you will get by. Upanishad, also major part of the Upanishad, you might make something, head, not the tail. Maybe you will make without the bhashya. But it's the Brahma Sutra where without Shankara Bhashya, you will understand absolutely nothing. Veda Vyasa's 555 sutras in very, very short. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. What are you going to make of this? So without his Bhashya, you will understand nothing of Brahma Sutra. And if in Brahma Sutra you do not understand, then Advaita could not have been protected at its highest pinnacle for 1000 years after Shankara. Today Advaita stands undisputed logically amongst all the other ways of other schools of thought. Given another 1000 years, I'm sure Advaita will stand out. It's only because of the fence of Brahma Sutra surrounding it. And that Brahma Sutra is being used by all subsequent Pandits down the generations to ward off criticism from other schools of thought and protect Advaita logically. So it's the logical fence around Advaita. And without that, Advaita would have been consumed by maybe Nyaya Shastra or Vishishta Advaita or the Bhakti schools or the theological schools. But it's only Brahma Sutra which is protected. So Shankara reaches his pinnacle in Brahma Sutra. Within the Brahma Sutra also, if you think his pinnacle is 555 sutras, no. It is what is well known, the introduction to Brahma Sutra is what is called Adhyasa Bhashya. We should all aspire to sometime learn it. By grace of Brahmachari ji, you should take Adhyasa Bhashya class and enlighten us on this most marvelous. People, Europeans also, they use such words like Adhyasa Bhashya is the finest intellectual contribution ever made in the history of mankind in the field of philosophical thought. It is the grandest, gigantic human achievement of any person. The short Adhyasa Bhashya, maybe it will fit in 2 A4 sheets. So this is the stature of Shankara. In Adhyasa Bhashya, he reaches the pinnacle of achievement. So this is all very well known. Okay. What is not that well known, I will just quickly shift from this focus of Adhyasa Bhashya and Shankara's intellectual grandeur to another brilliant aspect of his acumen, and that is his Mimamsa skills. Any great Acharya who is attempting to write Bhashya has to be, you know very well, has to be Pada Vakya Pramana Shastravit. Pada Vakya Pramana Shastravit. You know that? Pada, words, the grammar. He has to be Pada Shastravit, expert in Pada Shastra, expert in Paninian grammar to make sense of every single word on which he is commenting. Second, he has to be a Vakya Shastravit, that is Mimamsa Shastra. He has to know the rules of interpretation of the various Upanishads to try and reconcile different things which Upanishads are saying, seemingly contradictory. And finally, of course, Pramana Shastravid, that is Tarka Shastra, that is logic. He has to be completely expert in Tarka Shastra to fend off bad logic and to defend his logical position. So any Shastri must be Padavakya Pramana Shastravid. Shankara had reached his pinnacle in Pramana Shastravid because of his writings in Brahma Sutra. But his Mimamsa, that is the Vakya Shastra, his interpretational skills, I'll just give you a small example. It might be nice to hear. This comes through in Aitareya Upanishad introduction of Shankara. Shankara is writing Bhashya on Aitareya Upanishad. उसकी इंट्रोडक्शन में we have a massive debate between Samuchayavadi and Shankara's Kevala Jnana Margavadi. Samuchayavadi, Samuchaya of Jnana and Karma. So there was this set of thinkers, very forceful, who would say that moksha is to be reached by a combination of karma and jnana. And the other opponent, which is Shankara, jnana kevala, ki karma cannot be mixed with jnana. To achieve moksha, it is only jnana. Jnana kevala, you will get moksha. Karma, if at all, is merely preparative. But this strong opponent, Purva Pakshi, is talking about samuchaya. Throughout your life, you have to be engaged in karma. Whether you come to jnana or not is really secondary. Karma itself will take you to moksha. So these people were very anti-sannyasa. So in this Aitreya Brahman, Upanishad introduction, Shankara brings reference of this opponent and says they are saying sannyasa, ashrama is not necessary, is not compulsory. In fact, it is an impediment to Vedic teaching. So the sannyasis are doing some sort of a papa because they are misunderstanding Veda. How? Then they bring a very forceful argument. They bring a quotation from Taittiriya Samhita, which says that there is something called Rinatraya. Rinatraya, three rinas, three debts which every human being is born with. One is Rishi Rina, one is Pitru Rina, and one is Deva Rina. This Taittiriya Samhita, that quotation, and also Manusmriti. So the Purva Pakshi is saying, when you are born, you have to mitigate these three debts. Rishi Rina, you will mitigate in your Brahmacharya ashrama by learning the Shastra and by Parayanam of Shastra. By recitation, the Rishi Rina can be mitigated. Pitru Rina, you have been born by your father. You have to propagate your Vamsha. You have to propagate and beget children. Otherwise, it is anti-Veda. Your Pitru Rina is not going to be mitigated. And Deva Rina is through Yajna. You have to propitiate the Devas. You have to send back thanks and offering to the Devas through the Yajna, which you will do with your family members. So Grihastha Ashrama is the only place where Pitru Rina and Deva Rina can be mitigated, and Rishi Rina and the Brahmacharya. So, hey sannyasi, what are you doing? You have skipped Grihastha Ashrama, so what about these two rinas? You are a Mahapapi. You have violated Veda. You should have whole life mitigated these two rina. This only is your path to moksha. Jnana and taking on sannyasa is really irrelevant. So now Shankara has to come in to save Brahmachari ji and all subsequent sannyasis. He himself sannyasi from 6 years old. So he comes with Mimamsa Shastra and he quotes 3 or 4 references. The major one is Bryhadaranyaka Upanishad, 1.5.16, where the Upanishad is clearly saying, yes, I agree. Manushya, your Pitra Rina is essential to mitigate. If you beget children, Pitra Rina is cancelled, and next Janma you will get Manushya Loka. So by mitigating Pitra Rina, you will get Manushya Loka next time. You will not fall into some lower Loka. You will at least get Manushya Loka. If you mitigate Deva Rina by doing yajnas as prescribed in the Karma Kanda, you will attain to Swarga Loka. And if you perform Rishi Rina and mitigate that, you will get Rishi Loka, which is just below Brahma Loka. So they are offering you 3 lokas if you mitigate these 3 rinas, the Bryhadaranyaka and other Upanishads. So Shankara is now arguing, okay, suppose you do not, the sannyasi is unable to mitigate any of these rinas. Then what happens? He doesn't attain to this loka. He doesn't attain Manushya Loka next life. He doesn't attain Swarga Loka. He doesn't attain Rishi Loka. So Shankara is saying, hey, Samuchayavadi, so what? Have you gone further and read the Upanishad? The Upanishad is teaching you how not to go to any loka. The Upanishad is teaching you Atma Vidya, which is no loka prapti. All 14 lokas is samsara. So the Upanishad, which the sannyasi is learning from young age, the jnana, is learning the Atma Vidya, and he is proceeding beyond all 14 lokas. What is he going to do with Pitra Rina and come back into Manushya Loka? What is he going to do in Swarga Loka? So, hey, Samuchayavadi, the Rishi Rina will never be an obstacle for jnanis, for sannyasi. So, sannyasi must pursue Atma Vidya. In this way, the argument goes on and on and on. So, this is a sample of how wonderfully, if you keep on reading the Bhashya of Shankara, his stature in your mind keeps growing more and more.
In one Upanishad it is there. Yat Hareva Viraje, Tad Hareva Prabraje, Javala Upanishad.
Yes, Javala.
Javala Upanishad. There it is told that whenever that Vairagya, that kind of Vairagya comes,
Yes.
you are allowed to renounce everything.
You must, you should renounce
Yes.
because you don't want to come back to any loka.
Yes.
So Purva Pakshi is stuck on the Purva part of the Veda and is arguing from that side. So Shankara demolishes. So that this is this example. Well, now in the final analysis, if we consider, was Shankara's heart and mind holding sway over the intellect, or was it reverse? His intellect really holding sway over heart and mind. We will be in two minds, particularly when we read composition like Subramanyam Bhujangam. Subramanyam Bhujangam. The second verse is Mangalacharya to Shanmukha Subramanya. So I will just recite the verse. He, it seems, has written this towards the end of his life, after having reached his pinnacle in Adhyasa Bhashya. So the second verse goes like this. Na janami shabdam, na janami chartam, na janami padyam,
न जानामि गत्यम् चिदेका षडास्य विधिर्योतते मे मुखाभिस्सरन्ते गिरिशापि चित्रम्
न
जानामि शब्दं न जानामि चार्तं न जानामि पद्यं न जानामि गद्यं चिदेका षडास्य विधिर्योतते मे मुखाभिस्सरन्ते गिरिशापि चित्रम्.
After writing Adhyasa Bhashya, he writes, Na janami shabdam, I don't know any words. Na janami cha artham, I don't know any meaning of any words. My Sanskrit is too poor. Na janami padyam, I am afraid I cannot compose any poetry after writing 71 stutis. Na janami gadyam, I cannot compose prose. Adhyasa Bhashya is 2 pages of prose. So he's saying, na janami shabdam, na artham, na padyam, na padyam. It is chitram, it is a vichitra, it is amazing to me that chit eka shadasya hridi dyotate me, this shad asya, 6-faced Subramanya, in the root chit of the form of pure consciousness, is somehow inside my heart and is shining through my heart and causing words to tumble out of my mouth. Mukhat sarante girascha api. It is a chitram, it is a wonder. I just don't know what's happening. It is coming out all by its own. My Subramanya impelling the words residing in my heart. So his level of bhakti or his intellect, which one is stronger? Ultimately, Shankara's lifestyle, whole life, is what will be called Chitram. Chitram is short of Vichitra. So this final shloka probably exemplifies his whole life. Chitram Atataro Mule Tha Shishya Guru Yuva Gurostu Maunam Vyakhyanam Shishyastu Chinna Samshaya. One passerby is saying, I am seeing a vichitra sight below a banyan tree. What do I find? One very young guru is sitting surrounded by old aged shishyas. Normally it's reverse, but a Buddha, some shishya and very young guru, and great vyakhyanam, great discourse is going on, but in silence. Gurostu maunam, the guru is simply silent. There is no words being exchanged. But it seems tremendous vyakhyanam is going on. Because all the doubts of the shishyas are getting dissipated. Shishyas to chinna samshaya. What a wonder, what a wonder. This guru without talking is dissipating the doubts of all. So Shankara's life, vichitra.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Totaka Ashtakam, she will do Totaka. Generally, Shankara Jayanti meant Totaka Ashtakam. Wonderful story of Shankaracharya. In that book, you will see. Dhobi the, Giri. He was illiterate. So one day, just the grace of Shankara just fell upon him. And he came rushing from the banks of Tungabhadra, where he was washing the Shankara's clothes. And he fell at Shankara's feet and spontaneously recited Totaka. And later on he becomes Totaka. So this last refrain we can bow our heads to Shankara.
Bhava Shankara Deshika Me Sharanam 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 Vidita Khila Shastra Sudha Jalali Mahato Padishara Sarithadhani Hridaye Kamale Vimalam Charanam Bhava Shankara Deshika Me Sharanam Bhava Shankara Deshika Me Sharanam Bhava Shankara Deshika Me Sharanam Karuna Varunalaya Palaya Mam Bhava Sagara Dukkha Vidurayam Rachayakila Darshana Tattva Vidam Bhava Shankara Deshika Me Sharanam Bhava Shankara Deshika Me Sharanam Bhava Shankara Deshika Me Sharanam Bhavata Janata Surita Bhavita Nija Bodha Vicharana Charumati Kalayeshwara Jiva Viveka Vidam Bhava Shankara Deshika Me Sharanam Bhava Shankara Deshika Me Sharanam Bhava Shankara Deshika Me Sharanam Bhava Eva Bhavaniti Meditaram Samajayata Chetasi Kodukita Mamavaraya Moha Mahajaladi Bhava Shankara Deshika Me Sharanam Bhava Shankara Deshika Me Sharanam Bhava Shankara Deshika Me Sharanam Sukrite Nikrite Bahudha Bhavatu Bhavita Samadarshana Lalasata Adidina Mimam Paripalaya Mam Bhava Shankara Deshika Me Sharanam Bhava Shankara Deshika Me Sharanam Bhava Shankara Deshika Me Sharanam Jagadiva वितुङ्गलिताकृतयो विचरन्ति महामासच्चलत अभिमांशुरिमात्र विभासि गुरो भव शङ्कर देशिक मे शरणम् भव शङ्कर देशिक मे शरणम् भव शङ्कर देशिक मे शरणम् गुरु पुङ्गव पुङ्गव वेदनते समतामयताम्नहि कोटि सुनि शरणागत वत्सल तत्त्वनिधे भव शङ्कर देशिक मे शरणम् भव शङ्कर देशिक मे शरणम् भव शङ्कर देशिक मे शरणम् विदितान मया विशदैककला न च किञ्चन काञ्चनमस्ति गुरो द्रुतमेव विधेहि कृपां सहजम् भव शङ्कर देशिक मे शरणम् भव शङ्कर देशिक मे शरणम् भव शङ्कर देशिक मे शरणम् महाराज की जय।
Thank you very much. So just with due respect and due permission of our Dalmiaji, I just want to tell two more things, That Shankaracharya, in that name, the entire biography is written. I was just thinking last night. Shankara is Shankaroti iti Shankara. Who makes balance is Shankara. And Acharya is Achanoti Shastranam iti Acharya. Who collects the Shastra materials, who lives in it, and whose life becomes Shastra, he is an Acharya. So in that respect, Shankaracharya is accordingly, whoever the Guru is not the embodiment of its flesh and blood. Guru is the name of the Parampara. Whoever else, the names you will get, the Swami's name, if you have that vision, you will get that quality in him. Like, in our also, Tejomayananda, you haven't seen about, have you thought of it? Swami Subhoshananda, have you ever thought? Whatever the name they have got, it's not only it's a mere name. Their qualities are imbibed in their name. Likewise, when then you have to understand that Buddhism. If you don't understand the realm and the tradition of Buddhism, you can't understand the work of Shankaracharya. Why he is Shankaracharya? Because when after 12 years, Bhagavan Buddhadev came to his dynasty for begging, everyone is shutting up their doors and windows. That how we can give the bhiksha to a prince. So 2 days he could not get anything else. Then he thought that in that way I will not suffer. So he just entered into the palace. Everyone closed that doors and windows. Only his wife. He opened the windows and told his son Rahul that go and give that bhiksha to that sannyasi. And when he asked, who is he? And she told, he is your father. And he was so happy because last 12 years he was searching for his father. He heard a lot of things about his father. And do you know the meaning of Rahul? Who gave? Bhagavan Buddha itself gave that name Rahul. If anyone knows the impact or the meaning of that name, nobody will keep the name for their sons. Rahul means Phasi ka Phanda. Yes, because when Bhagavan Buddha they traveled all around and he saw the old man, he's diseased and dead body. So later on, who are the scholars, they told, I have heard, that they have Bhagavan Buddha never seen the old man like Swami Chinmayananda. He never seen the disease like Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He never seen the dead body like Jesus Christ. If he could see that, he would not leave the samsara. It's God's grace that he has not seen such fellows on that time. So when he took the renunciation, that vow, and on that time, that the sound came, and the Daima came and told that you have become the father of a beautiful son. And suddenly it came out from his mouth, Rahul. ये तो मेरा संसार में फांसी का फंदा हो गया बॉन्डिंग. So that Rahul was giving the food, and after that he told that my mom told, you are my father. What you have brought for me? And when he was repeatedly asking, Bhagavan Buddha told, okay, let's come. I will give you something. So he took his son on the bank of the river, gave a bath, holy deep. Then there was a mundan, and he had that extra cloth, that fagua, and he gave it. And when the father and the son was coming to the palace, Raja Shuddhadan came out. What you have done? Now whatever I am having, I can give you. And he is the heir. He is वही उत्तराधिकारी. उनको मैं क्या दूं? तब शुद्धोधन ने बताया, अगर मैं अभी तुमको बोलूं कि ये लो मेरा पुत्र धन, मेरा संपत्ति, मेरा पितृधन, will you leave your vow and take the throne? सिंहासन में बैठोगे? Buddha was nodded here, and then Shuddhadan told, never give the sannyasa without asking anybody else. But Buddhism never followed that. So if we see the last part of Buddhism, the entire cream of the society, they became the sannyasi. The whole society was in demand of the good people. So their tantra entered and everything else. Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji did the balanced. Brought that samyata in that society. That is Sankara. And that puja paddhati in Vedic time, there was no puja. What the puja I have done today, it is the dana of Bhagavan Shankaracharya. Because this is the combination of Tantra and Veda. Unless and until you include Tantra, there is no puja. And Veda Vidhi and Tantrika Mantra, it combines form is puja. So that is the contribution to the entire Sanatana Sanskriti of our Shankaracharya. And he collected whole Achinoti, collected the Shastriya materials and established the actual aim of the life. And apna naam ko saath Hari Bol. In that way, we are concluding our session. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Thank you very much. Oh, wonderful. Very nice to see both of you. But I know both of them before you introduce me. Pranam, Hari Om. Oh, yes. Puja, acha, wow.
Everyone, oh, come.
You want to listen more stuff from you?
Yes, yes.
I thought you
If you keep awake, you will listen.
wonderful. Yes. Hi.